Hello guys and welcome back to another one with us, the Review Bros, and today we're going to be looking at a nootropic by Combat Fuel. It's called Optimise. So we're going to be covering the usuals, the taste, the price, the label and effects, and working out if it's right for you. Now we really like this company, you know, we really like their stim pre-workout, their non-stim pre-workout, always had good results, so we're excited to see how this one's going to come together. And if you're new on the channel and you like the video, please do give it a like, hit the sub button, hit the bell icon, all the usuals. Let's get into this review. And we're into taste and mixability, and the flavour we've got is Blue Raz, a nice safe bet. A generic kind of flavour that most people generally get on okay with. The only thing you could possibly argue is that it does get a bit boring for the most part. Sometimes you get a bit of, you know, some jazzy, exciting Blue Razes, but most of the time they all taste around the same. But anyway, the 10-gram scooper has gone in. Very, very good mixability. It looks like Listerine mouthwash. Let's hope it tastes better than that though. Let's go. Yeah, it's very clean, fresh tasting. There's no like horrible undertones or nothing nasty on the back end coming through. Yeah, it's honestly really nice. As Blue Razes go, you know, I myself get a bit sick of having them when they're a bit too common, but yeah, it's not a bad one. I'll have another sip and I'll give you a little score. Yeah, just a nice sweet Blue Raz. I'll be happy to give that an 8 out of 10, you know, as Blue Razes go, or as pre-workout flavours go in general, really. Not a bad flavour. I really don't think anyone's going to be struggling with this. Let's move into price. Okay, if you want to pick up this Combat Fuel Optimise Gaming Nootropic, which by the way, you don't have to just use it for gaming, you can use it for studying, just anything you want to focus on in general, or even the gym, you can use it as a pre-workout. You'll head over to combat-fuel.co.uk where you can use our discount code RB15, that will knock off 15%. You can pick up this nice fat 30 serving tub for £29.74. And when you break that down across the serving amount, it works out as 99 pence per the serving. And it comes in at a very nice 8.5 out of 10 on our pre-workout pricing scale. But bear in mind, a little bit different. Obviously, it's not a pre-workout. It's primarily a nootropic. So obviously, we've not got any pump ingredients. You know, it's not got loaded to rafters with stims, endurance ingredients, yada, yada, yada. So we would expect it to be cheaper, generally speaking, than like a fully loaded pre-workout. So yeah, priced very, very good. You know, if you are to, for reference, put it on our pre-workout pricing scale. But as nootropics go, it probably is a little bit more on the premium end because of, you know, the stacked panel, especially when you compare it to the likes of Sneak, the likes of G Fuel, you know, these very low dose, generic, across the board, you know, friendly type gaming nootropics. So this one is like a mature version of that is what I would say. They're not putting all of their time and energy into the flavouring, the marketing, which by the way is still good. I'm just saying they're putting all their time, focus and energy into making sure it's a solid product and it's got a stacked label and it's going to do what it's meant to be doing. So yeah, we'll move into the label, the effects, all the good stuff, and we'll see just how stacked this formula is and work out if it's right for you. Okay, let's get into this label. Now, do remember this is a nootropic, so it's not a pre-workout. However, you know, when we go through the label, you can understand that you could very easily use it as a pre-workout. So anyway, we've got ourselves 10 grams, 2 scoops gets you that. First up, we've got New Level, a registered ingredient at 1,600 milligrams, which is a really solid dose. That is, as it says on the label, inositol enhanced bonded arginine silicate. You might be thinking, that sounds familiar, a bit like nitrosogene. Well, here's the interesting thing. There was a few different changes to the chemical bonding of this ingredient, and they've managed to change it from a pump ingredient to a focus ingredient. So yeah, there we go. It's in the name, isn't it? It's gonna level you up when it concerns focus. Nootropic. So yeah, focus, concentration, clarity. And I've had really good results with it whenever I've used it before. So excited to see how it comes together with this. And then we've got N-acetyl-L-tyrosine at 1,500 milligrams, which is Different to the regular L-tyrosine, this one's more water soluble, and therefore most people think because it's more water soluble, it must be more bioavailable. However, studies actually prove the contrary, that normal L-tyrosine tends to be uptaken by the body better. But nonetheless, it's still going to work, it's still a very solid dose, and it's going to help again with your focus and concentration. I'm going to be saying that a lot through this label. Then we've got choline bitartrate at 1000 milligrams. It's not the best form of choline, it's actually probably the worst, to be honest with you. But it is a sufficient dose in terms of it's going to do something, and obviously it's a choline donor, so it's going to help again with focus, concentration, your general performance. But then it doesn't end there, because we actually do have a good form of choline, CDP choline at 250 milligrams. Again, a nice dose. Going to pair it with the choline bitartrate to form, you know, a bit of synergy action coming together here. Again, focus, clarity, concentration. Caffeine anhydrous, a nice dose of 100 milligrams, like a strong coffee that you'd make at home, I'd say. That's the best way of equivalating that dose for you, or a typical energy drink, maybe a little bit more than that. So that's going to wake you up and get you moving. That's the main stimulant in any pre-workout. Then we've got T-cream, another registered ingredient at 100 milligrams. This is similar to caffeine, however it's not really classed as a stimulant as such, but it will help with your focus, energy and drive. It's kind of similar chemical structure to caffeine. And then we've got Infinergy, which is the registered version again, or trademark version, should I say, of decaffeine malate, 100 milligrams. You're going to yield 75% of that as actual caffeine, so 75 milligrams. That's going to come in slower and be digested slower as the caffeine anhydrous starts to wean down. That's going to sort of come in nice and slowly and take its place. So basically it's an anti-crash mechanism, an energy extending type ingredient. Always happy to see it in pre-workouts, nootropics, all that sort of thing. So glad to see it here. Then we've got Astrogen, another registered ingredient. Cool, they're not pulling any punches with the expense of this label here. 50 milligrams, a dose we look for. They've obviously opted for this instead of black pepper extract in terms of a digestive aid. So it's going to help get all of those ingredients through you as quickly and efficiently as possible, which is what we want when we're wanting to be on the ball. We want to get on it ASAP. So yeah, really solid label actually. Really, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. So let's see how it comes together in the real world. Okay, it's effects time with Combat Fuel's Optimise Nootropic supplement, and it does say here actually, directions for use: mix 2 5-gram scoops of 300 ml of water, 15 minutes prior to gaming, driving a truck, office work, or where heightened focus is required. So like I mentioned earlier, you really can use it anytime, as it says here. I like what they do on their products actually. It's got pre, post, intra and anytime, and it's got the anytime one little box filled in. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, this one. Zero sugar, epic focus. Do we get that with this product? Yes, we do. It's one of these nootropics that not so much energy based, but very much brain based, because I know some of these nootropics do border into, you know, energy drink style, or even pre-workout style supplements where they're just, you can't even sit still. So it's like, is it really a nootropic? You know, if it's got you jittering and wanting to run all over the place, arguable. I guess everyone's different. It's going to depend on your own tolerances. But this one is perfect for more sedentary style focusing type activities, i.e. where you're not necessarily moving around, you know, where, like I mentioned on here, when you're gaming, you're doing your office work, studying, you name it. However, it also can hold its own for a gym session like I did today. I've used this a good 3 or 4 times now, a couple of times working out, and once when I was just working through the day to use as like a extra potent coffee type thing. So obviously it's going to be better when being used as a nootropic. That's what it's designed for, but it can be used in the gym and it feels like a daily driver. And what I will say is, because it's so stacked from a nootropic standpoint, a focus standpoint, it turns that 175 milligram caffeine dose into more of a 250 milligram feeling dose, because basically it's firing up your brain. The caffeine fires up the nootropics even more. It's all about how these things all work together, as you probably know. So it feels more energetic than perhaps you would give it its due for based on the label. So that's very nice. So particularly if you are quite sensitive to caffeine, then obviously you're going to get more out of it from that standpoint. But don't take it expecting to be super high energy, because it's not. It's very smooth, there's no crash, there's no peaks, troughs, come downs. And I'd say that the focus and energy lasts around 2 to 3 hours. So, you know, it just depends how long you're gaming, studying, working, whatever it is may last. You may want to take 2 doses, maybe do 5 grams, and then in a few hours time do another 5 grams and microdose it through the day so it lasts longer, a lesser amount. Or you might just want to do the 10 gram all in one hit. It's totally up to you. It's very versatile in that sense when it concerns a powder form of a nootropic. Obviously with pills you're limited to X amount with 1 pill, X amount with 2 pill, etc, etc.
Savage pumps in the gym and the bedroom. Wolf pump.
But yeah, I think this is a very high-end nootropic supplement. I don't think they're cheaping out by any stretch, and the label does come together just as well in reality. It's not one of these ones that has a fancy fluffed up label and then flops in the real world. It is very good in the real world too. So yeah, I don't have any bones to pick with it, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously in a gym session, you're not really getting any pump, you're not really getting any endurance, although I did enjoy my training and didn't feel like I was fatiguing or anything, and I did get good pumps still. But it's more down that focus route, isn't it, more than anything, which can work in the gym because it's going to develop that mind to muscle connection, which means that you're going to hit the muscle more effectively, train better, build up pumps better. So it does work indirectly from a gym standpoint in terms of getting your endurance, your pumps and hypertrophy and all that good stuff. But yeah, its strongest element is for what it's designed for, optimizing your focus. So yeah, I mean, no negatives with this, like I mentioned, no jitters, peaks and troughs in the energy, no crash, no appetite suppression, no nastiness whatsoever. A very nice, healthy feeling product. I would recommend it if you're into your gaming and you want something that sits way above the competition, you know, like your Sneaks and your G Fuels, like I mentioned before. So yeah, if you're in the market for something like that, or indeed if you are in the market for a daily driver pre-workout that doesn't have any pump ingredients or endurance ingredients, and you really only truly care about focus in your pre-workouts and you want a low amount of stimulants, obviously this would suit you as well. So like I mentioned earlier, versatile product, suitable for beginners. Stim junkies, you know, where it's a nootropic, it's a bit difficult for me to recommend it to you or not, because if you're a stim junkie and you're into your studying and gaming, then you're not going to want a crazy one, are you? Because you don't want to be flying off your head when you're trying to focus. So I would still say suitable for stim junkies if you're after something that's nootropic based. But just bear in mind, it's not as strong as some of these other crazier nootropics on the market. Obviously there are some pretty nutty ones out there, even some with illicit type ingredients. This is all above board. You're not going to be failing any drug tests. There's nothing dodgy about it. Nice, clean, healthy nootropic. Highly recommend it. Worth that price point, especially with a discount code. Tastes good. I assume the other flavours will taste good too. Yeah, I think that covers all of it, guys. But if you've used it, let me know down in the comments what you think. You know, I'm actually curious as to what nootropics, you know, whether it be gaming or studying or whatever, what nootropic supplements have you used? What are your favourite? What are the worst? Give me a shout down below in the comment section. And let us know if there's anything else you want to see us review on the channel, because we might just do it. Anyway, as always, stay focused and optimised.